Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toaster Bros, and today we are back with another top 5 keyboards under $50.
The last one was 60 because I forgot we didn't do 50. So we're back at 50, but you know what? We have a lot of cool keyboards here at a wide range of switch types and sizes. So before we get into that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Monster Legends. Monster Legends is a free-to-play game available on both iOS and Android. In this game, there are 100 different monsters to collect that you can train and breed together to create new ones and develop a really awesome team to send off into battle. You can easily upgrade your monsters by battling across the adventure map and different PvP modes while also experiencing some really epic boss battles. One of the best parts about Monster Legends is the fact that you can actually fight in real time against your friends. So for you competitive people out there who always want to beat your friends in absolutely everything you do, Monster Legends may be another game to add to your list. The best part is this game will never get stale because there's always new events every single week to discover and play brand new adventures. For the Toasty Bros audience, Monster Legends was nice enough to provide a special discount link for new users where you can get 50,000 food, an epic monster Cybele, and 300,000 gold. This special reward is worth $30, so if you are a new user and you want to give this game a shot, be sure to check the links in the description down below. Since Monster Legends is a free-to-play game and has new content every single week, it's an absolute no-brainer to give this game a shot. So please, check the link in the description down below, be sure to claim your reward, and special thanks again to Monster Legends for sponsoring today's video.
So we buy all these keyboards on Amazon. They may be available from some other sellers, so we will put links if that's the case, put the links in the description or affiliate links, so buy these keyboards up to the video. But we pick out the top 5 keyboards based on reviews, based on price, and overall just based on the looks and feedback that we've seen from other people who have reviewed these keyboards.
One of these keyboards has pudding keycaps. Some of them have no backlight whatsoever, but come with really high quality keycaps, and some are just very unique and kind of look out there. So I try to pick a wide variety of keyboards just to keep you guys interested. So how about not waste any more time and dive right into it?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just go 1 through 5 on these $50 or less keyboards, starting off with this Habit one with pudding keycaps. Now, we're not gonna have the typical rating system. We are going to rate them, but normally we'd put them over there. Matt, you wanna show that? It's just a mess.
There's a lot going on.
It's just a disaster, and we don't wanna do it right now. So, starting off with this guy right here, it's a little over $45. It's very similar to the other Habit keyboard we have. However, this one has blue switches that are mechanical. It's RGB, it's a 10 keyless, pudding keycaps, which for those of you who don't know, pudding keycaps are a little bit more of an expensive keycap option that look really cool. They really help RGB lighting shine through. They're a little bit of a higher quality, very, very clicky. So let's go ahead and just get this out. Right away though, I see a braided cable, which I hope to see on every single one of these freaking keyboards. That was really hard. So we have a braided cable. It does come with a keycap puller, which we'll go ahead and pull out because we are gonna check what the actual switch is, because I assume that they're not cherry or anything, but pretty sleek design. We have kind of like a nice kind of like chrome outline. It does obviously have feet. It has rubber on the bottom to keep it from sliding. Let's go ahead and pop off this escape key. So after reading, we cannot tell like what this is. It looks like it says Jixian or Jaxian. It's not a brand that we have heard of for blue switches, but sounds and feels like any other blue switch. Spacebar, we got a little bit of stabilizer play. You can definitely hear the stabilizers a little bit on this keyboard, but for a $45 keyboard, most people aren't really gonna care about that. So I guess one thing we do need to do is actually hook it up to see what the RGB looks like.
Let's get a laptop.
All right, so we got it hooked up to the laptop, and yeah, these pudding keycaps really help the RGB. Like, this is probably one of the brightest keyboards I think we've seen in one of these roundups. And we even have all of our studio lighting on right now, and you can still fully see it. This thing would look really cool at night or in the dark, or in all of you Fortniters, you know, like a really dark dungeon room where you can't see anything except for your keyboard and mouse. This would be pretty cool. So, I mean, overall, we don't really have much to rate just yet because we don't have the other keyboards, but I feel like this one's probably gonna be like a second or third, just depending on what else we have. Now for our typing test, we're just gonna do the usual. I believe we just clipped this onto here. That sounds familiar, right?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, all right. So definitely you can hear those stabilizers kind of clacking. But other than that though, I mean, it sounds pretty good. It just sounds like any other blue switch keyboard, which we don't really love that much anymore because we do so many of them. So let's go ahead and go to the next keyboard.
Now looky here, we have another Havoc keyboard. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have 2 Havoc keyboards in this roundup, but this one's a little bit different. It actually comes in at around $40 and features some PBT keycaps. Now, for those who don't know much about mechanical keyboards, PBT keycaps are normally higher quality, so you'll end up having a better overall experience with them. But the only downside with this keyboard is the fact it does not come with any extra backlighting. So for some people, that is a deal breaker, but for a lot of people who just want a very minimal keyboard with like a cool color design, this is like very unique. You have this orange design to it. We're missing a keycap out of the box. I think I found it. There it is. We'll put that tab back on there real quick. God dang it, have it. There you go.
Promising.
It's very promising. We're back here, but look at that. Very unique color design. We've got some orange, some like off-white keycaps, not specifically totally white, so that's kind of cool. And build quality wise, it does feel very rigid. Like the frame is really well built. This keyboard is only $40. So in terms of build quality, I'm actually very impressed. We'll go to the back of the keyboard real quick. Flip out feet, yes. No slip pads, just very similar to the other Havoc keyboard. And then in the front right here is again those PBT keycaps, which we'll go ahead and pop one off real quick because this does come with a red switch. I'm gonna bet it's the exact same brand as the blue switch keyboard that we just looked at recently, but we're about to find out. We need to go, okay, there we go, boom. Pop that one out, can you tell? It's the exact same brand. So it's that like Jax whatever brand, it's the Jackson brand. That's what we're gonna call it from here on out. So it's the Jackson key switch. Red switches, way better for gaming in our opinion, way smoother. It's gonna sound really nice in the typing test. There's people who do like blue switches, like the clickety clack, but for people like us, you know, we kind of like the red switch or the brown switch because it's a little bit more tame compared to the blue switch. So how are we gonna plug this thing up? There's no LED to look at, but we'll plug it up and actually do a typing test. Okay, we have it plugged up. Once again, no lighting, which is to be expected. I'm gonna go ahead and move my mic right here, and we're just gonna go jump into a typing test because there's nothing else to talk about with the backlighting. Okay guys, typing test sounds really smooth. For an out-of-the-box keyboard, really nice. I really didn't even point out the fact that like this layout is kind of interesting. Got the arrow keys right here and the numpad. It just looks kind of different, is it?
Oh yeah, it's like, it has a numpad, but it's 10 keyless size.
So it's a 10 keyless keyboard with a numpad. I really just did not notice that until I unboxed it. So that's kind of cool, the fact that they were able to do that and make a kind of a unique design that's a little bit more space saving. So pretty cool, I like it. And it's the same thing on this keyboard too. We just did not notice that part. Look at that. These 10 keyless boards have the numpad up here, so.
The 10 keyless keyboards have the 10 keys.
Whoa, what do you think about that? But yeah, there you go. It's actually, I think it's like an 89 key design. That's what it's called. I don't know if that's technically 10 keyless, but you know what? Professionalism here at the Toasty Bros is at an all-time low. But yeah, there you go. We got all this right here. Let's go to the next keyboard.
All right, guys, next up, number 3 on the list is the Hugo 63 RGB keyboard. So right off the bat, we're gonna go ahead and say, this is supposed to be a 60% keyboard, however, it has arrow keys, so it's kind of like a 60 to 65% keyboard. It's also 63 keys, which I think is kind of an odd, weird number. But overall though, RGB, it's supposed to be Bluetooth, and it has red switches. So let's go ahead and get it out. It's also a white keyboard. Do we have any other white keyboards? Or
nope,
is this,
just
only white keyboard? We always have one white keyboard, I've noticed that. So yeah, no cable connected, USB Type-C. I like to see that, especially on you know, a cheaper or higher end keyboard. USB Type-C is just the way to go, but pretty nice feeling red switches. We'll check and see what they are in just a second. We have an included white USB Type-C braided cable. Pretty nice cable. And this one as well, what was the price on this one?
50 bucks.
50 bucks. This is actually one of the higher end of the ladder ones. Let's go ahead and pop off a little keycap there. We actually have red Automu switches. We finally have switches that we know what they are. Automu is a pretty popular brand, especially for you know, the cheaper enthusiasts out there building their own keyboards. Just like the other ones on the back, we have the risers, we have the anti-slides. They doubled up on this one. They really don't. Some of you Fortnite kids, you know, when you have your keyboard sideways like this, they don't want it sliding around. But yeah, it's supposed to be Bluetooth. Does it actually have, it does have just a little power switch on and off on the back. So, you know, pretty limited on unsure on what it can do, but let's get it hooked up and see how she works. All right, we have it turned on. This isn't a Havoc keyboard, silly. But it looks pretty nice. The RGB shines through the actual keys really well, and it also actually shines on the board pretty well too. It looks pretty cool. Notice the spacebar just doesn't appear to have an RGB switch in there. But hey, I'm just glad that this one actually has automies in it. You know, it's a trusted brand that we know. So I think let's just go ahead and do a typing test on it. That's what I think. I think so. Let's do a recap. So I just realized we have not been really rating. I rated the first one, said where I thought it was, but we haven't done any of the other ones. So this one being wireless, are any of the other ones wireless? No, okay. That has to put it up a little bit, right? And let me see, let's see how it works. If I turn it on, yeah, okay, so, and we have the Bluetooth mode flashing. So this should work pretty well as a wireless keyboard. The RGB looks really good, very smooth, it actually changes. It is 60%, which a lot of people like. Red Switch is actually Automy brand. I'm gonna say that this one's like either number 2 or number 1 in my eyes right now. What are you thinking in terms of these two?
Honestly, I like this one a little bit better.
More.
So I'm thinking 1, number 2 with the.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
All right, let's do that.
That's the next one.
All right. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is our next keyboard. This is the Magic Refiner gaming keyboard with 68 keys. This one has arrow keys and everything, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, this graphic is like the lowest quality print I've ever seen on a box, but hey, whatever, to each is their own. Hopefully the keyboard is higher quality. So we're gonna open this bad boy up. This thing comes in at the same price point. This is not the keyboard we ordered. We did not order this keyboard, guys. So I'm gonna show it on screen here, but this is another white keyboard. We were supposed to be getting one with silver keycaps, but this looks exactly the same to that other wireless keyboard we just looked at, and it has brown switches. So, or I don't know, or maybe the listing is misleading. We'll have McAllister put something on screen right here, but you know what, here, look at this.
That's about a freak out.
This is what it's supposed to look like, okay?
Yeah, it looks different.
So that's that. And then this is what we got.
Does it say chrome on it?
It does say chrome.
Okay, so it's supposed to be chromey.
Chrome. Anyways, it's supposed to be kind of chrome, but it's just all white. So there we go. We actually have another white keyboard in the roundup. But just on first impression, it looks like it has pretty decent build quality. Honestly, it looks almost identical to the other one, USB Type-C. We'll go ahead and pull the cable out here and see if it's a white cable too.
This one's not wireless. It looks like it would be, but it's not.
This one is not wireless, but it does kind of have a kind of cable. It's not braided like the other one, so a non-braided USB Type-C cable. Still nice to see USB Type-C though. I'll give them that. And then we have the usual. We have some extra keycaps actually. With some interesting designs on them. We got a sword and some sort of character there, and a black space bar. So if you want to change the keycaps, go for it. It's not the chrome ones I was expecting, but you know, to each is their own. So we're gonna go ahead and take one of these keycaps off and see what we have inside. All right, so it's a brown switch, and it is BSUN, BSUN. I don't know if that's something you all should know. I've never heard of that company before, but I'm at least gonna change the escape key. All right, we're gonna add this. I don't even know what this means. This could be offensive to some people, but there we go. And then I don't know where I could add this. Where should I put this one?
Pause.
Pause. All right.
And then you gotta add some black ones too.
All right. He's just gonna make me do it.
Yeah.
All right. We're just gonna
time lapse mode.
Time lapse. Let's go. There we go. All right, I'll give it that. Look at that. That makes it look a little nicer, I guess. It has a little bit of accent to it.
Like
so
a mouth.
It does. It kind of looks like a mouth. These are 2 eyes and a mouth. It's like a little person now. But yeah, this is supposed to have brown switches, as we just looked at under the keycap. So we're gonna go ahead and transition to a typing test, take a look at that RGB, and see how it looks. Okay guys, we have the keyboard plugged in, and with the RGB on, I actually really like it. It looks super nice. For a compact keyboard, I actually think it's really good. It obviously has just normal controls for changing the lighting. I'm assuming it's probably function for brightness, maybe. I think that, yeah, it's working. Function for brightness, different modes, yay! So there we go, pretty obvious. Go through a bunch of different, there's really not a ton of modes. It looks like it's just solid color, and then go back to RGB waves, so we got that going for us. But let's go ahead and do a typing test using these brown switches. Okay, so the space bar was pretty bad. I mean, I was expecting it to be kind of bad because there was like no stabilizer on it when I pulled it off. It's literally just on the switch and these two little supporting brackets, so not great. Yeah, I mean, the typing's okay for brown switches. You're not really gonna get a smooth typing experience with browns most of the time. But hey, I'll give it a pass because it kind of looks nice, but I don't think this ranks very high on our list right now. I honestly think this is last on the list out of all the keyboards we have right now. I think Jackson might agree with that. This isn't great. The RGB lighting is just static. It's not really RGB wave, which is kind of disappointing. And at the price, it's already more expensive than some of the keyboards we already looked at. So, you know, it's just gonna go in the back of the line. We're done.
All right, guys, last on the list, we have the FIO Dio mechanical gaming keyboard. And the box, that is all it says. There is no branding on this box whatsoever. It's supposed to be a full-size keyboard. And it has black switches, and it says it has RGB with 19 fantastic backlight modes. So let's just go ahead and open it. It's the only full-size keyboard. It's the only one that has a wrist rest as well. I think it's just a plastic wrist rest, so you know it doesn't really meet. Yeah, it's plastic. It's a really long.
It's super long.
Oh my gosh, dude, what did you get?
I got my chrome.
All right, so yeah, the wrist rest is, yeah, it's plastic, which, you know, they say that those are actually supposed to be better. Like hard wrist rests are better in ergonomics, so.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I don't know, we need to stop giving Matt like a budget, because what is, okay, I think it just fell off.
I thought it would, okay, listen guys, I thought it would be cool because it looked like a volume knob, but is it broken?
It might be broken.
Oh no.
Wait.
Oh,
nope,
there we go. Oh.
Dude, look, it's like it spins off axes. Like,
Okay,
it's not
okay,
even...
all right, let's focus here, okay.
Okay, back to the problem at hand. So black switches, yeah, I think blacks are supposed to be like reds, but harder to press if I remember correctly. They definitely, I feel like I would get tired typing on this, but holy crap, I can't even see the actual letters and numbers because of how shiny this is. Does that look crazy on camera too?
It looks pretty ridiculous.
So, okay, the keyboard itself, it actually is really sturdy feeling, especially for full size. It's very heavy. We do have rubber pads. We do have risers that also have rubber on them, so props for that. We have a braided USB cable. It's non-attachable, which it's nice that it's braided. We do have black switches that are KRGO. It's not a name brand. That's all you guys need to know. So I'm curious to, once we get this plugged in, we know it'll probably type well. We know everything on it will probably work well. I just want to know, does the RGB help you to see everything? Because this right now is atrocious. I don't get why someone would want the amount of light on the keyboard. Like, it looks cool, but for a keyboard, it's awful. Like, I don't see how you could tell what you're doing. So let's go ahead and get it plugged in and just see if it looks any better. All right, so we got the keyboard on. To change the lighting, it's actually kind of convenient. I guess it's this volume button. You just press it down. That's why it kind of looks like a light bulb with a mute button. Maybe it mutes too. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the lighting, once it's on, the chrome around the bezels of the keycaps is not as distracting. It's a little bit easier to see what you're actually doing. However, it is still really intense. I wouldn't mind a little bit of chrome like on the bottom side, like the plate or around the edges of the keyboard, but I feel like putting chrome on the keycaps just is not right. But it doesn't look that bad. It's not that bad. I'm just curious how it's gonna type now, so let's go ahead and take this live off, do a typing test. All right, so overall, the black switches are pretty good. I'm not a fan of black switches, so I'm trying not to be biased here, but I personally like reds, and these feel very similar. They're just a little bit heavier. Spacebar it has some stabilizer noise to it, but it's not terrible. But one thing Matt did point out is just look at the space key. Like, the actual key is like about to fall out, which makes me think that these are hot swappable. Because if you notice, the whole entire key is moving, and space appears to still, or sorry, not space, but escape appears to still work. And I feel like it could not be that wobbly and be soldered in. So yeah, I don't know, or the housing is just about to fall apart. Something's happening here, but yeah, overall, I think this one's going to be last, because that 60% that we looked at was pretty bad, but this one's just like, it's another level. Like, some people might really like this, but I think most people wouldn't buy it. So yeah, let's go ahead and just get them all together and talk about why we did this. Just talk about why we did this video. All right, guys, so we have made our final decision, and it's a weird order. Our table's small. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is the worst, 1 is the best.
So my personal favorite would be this keyboard right here, actually, because just the build quality is really good. But the fact that this one's wireless, has RGB, and works really well makes it slightly better than this one. I feel like if this had just had even some basic backlighting, it probably would be number 1. And if it had wireless functionality, that may be an awesome keyboard. But I like most of the keyboards. I really do not like this keyboard. This one I can live with, but all the other ones, the 2 Habit boards and this one, are all good suggestions. And if you're interested in picking any of them up, links in the description down below. They are affiliate links and they do help us out.
So if you guys like this video, make sure you comment in the section down below what you would like to see the next top 5 of, whether it's headphones, keyboards, mice, monitors, gamer goop, you know, just name whatever you want to see the next top 5 of. Also check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Keyboard, keyboard, keyboard.
Guten Tagen.